Hiya, let's do some anytime yoga, and we are going to start with a quick warm-up. Yesterday's session held some valuable tips on warming up, so you could even go back to that, watch it again and utilise any of the moves there. But for now, get yourself into a seated position, upright through the spine, cross-legged or kneeling, whichever feels best for you. Rest your hands on your knees, and you're going to start rotating the trunk of the body. You might like to close your eyes while you do this. Connect to your belly button and the base of your spine, and draw those 2 points closer together. Your belly button and your abdominals and your stomach in general. If you keep it activated and engaged and close to the spine, it's going to lend support to the spinal cord. Let's go in the opposite direction. Nice circular movements. And use the skin on the body as well. Engage that. Ensure that it helps you to move round and round in your circular motion. And then return centrally. Let's have a twist to the left. So bring your right hand outside your left thigh and gently turn, rotate. Using the whole of the spine from the bottom all the way up to the top. Use the skin on the sides of your body, or this flesh around the back of the body here, around the kidneys. Pick it up, tell it to rotate. Keep the lift that you've made as you come back to a central position and then to the other side. Breathe in, draw up through the torso, and then turn. Moving nice and slowly as well, so that you can really connect with the spine, the 33 or 34 bones within there. And then coming back to a central position. Nice deep breath in. Think about picking the hips up away from the femur bones so that you can then hinge forward. And just see if you can drop down between the legs if you are in a cross-legged position. Even if you are kneeling here, you can still come down. It's still a forward flexion. Can you maybe just leave the left forearm on the floor? Take a breath in and raise the right arm up, utilising the skin on the trunk of the body to turn. Reach the hand right up and then swap. And be mindful, so even though it's just a quick warm-up, still stay tuned in to all parts of your body. It's just like having one of those lovely stretches. You could even use the inside of the upper arm, of the upper right arm, to press it against the inner right shin, and then really open out across the chest and stretch the arm way behind you or way up to the ceiling. And then draw back to the center, and then pulling the stomach in to connect with the spine as you rise back up. You can just bring the knees together and gently rock those knees from side to side, keeping the knees glued together. If they separate, then you're not actually getting deep down into the abdominals to work them. So keep those knees together. Just rolling them from side to side, easing out the hips. So anytime yoga can be practiced at any time. And this next position we're going to do is all about putting our feet up. Now, you often hear people say, I'm going to sit down and put my feet up and have a cup of tea, which is fine, but your feet will still either be pressed onto the floor or they'll be positioned on a horizontal line to the rest of your body, which doesn't give as good returns as actually putting your feet up a wall, possibly. So that's what we're going to do now. And when we're in the position, I'll explain all the benefits of it. So it may not be the easiest position to get into. Once into it though, it is a very easy posture, very easy yogic posture. And so what you want to do is find yourself a wall, and you want to move in close to it, getting your buttocks as close to the wall as you can. And then you will lay yourself down onto your side and nice and gently roll onto your back, and then put your feet up. Get your buttocks as close into the skirting board or the bottom of the wall as you can. So once your legs are up the wall, just rest your hands onto the stomach, just beneath the belly button, and take a breath in and out. And feel the rise of the tummy and the fall of the tummy. And then bring the hands just above the belly button so that they're resting on the ribs, and take a breath in and feel the way the rib cage expands, and breathe out and feel how the rib cage returns to its previous position. Then bring the hands to the upper chest and take a nice deep breath in, and feel the way that the chest rises and expands and opens. The lungs are filling with air. And then with the breath out, become aware of how the chest closes, it lowers, it reduces in size. It's actually helping to push the air out of the lungs. So, putting your legs up the wall is very beneficial. It's such a simple technique. But what is happening is that your blood is being drained from the toes and every part of the foot down through the ankles, the shins and calf muscles, the knees, and it's all being drained. If you hold this position for several minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, you'll actually feel the temperature in your legs lower. They'll begin to get a little bit cooler. Now, when you are standing on your feet day in, day out, it's a long way for the veins to transport blood back to the heart to replenish and reclean and distribute more oxygen. It's a really long journey, and it takes a lot of pumping of the heart and energy to get all the waste byproducts back from your feet. If you're always standing on your feet, they're way, way down on the ground and a long way from the heart. And even when you're laying, sleeping at night, they're on a horizontal plane, but it's still a long way for the heart to be pumping down in those toes and getting all that crucial byproducts of the breath cycle, and just, years of general use. But when you put them up a wall, it's given a head start, because immediately the blood just drains. It rushes down, and then it gets into the hips and the stomach here. And if you're breathing well and your heart's pumping at a nice, relaxed rate, then the exchange can take place. And the full benefits will be felt once you get back up on your feet. For now, you just rest. You can actually incorporate a couple of other techniques whilst here as well. So whilst you've got your legs up a wall or a mirror, you can then also bring into play just a simple action of drawing the toes down towards the body, so you're flexing the feet. So let's take a breath in, and as you exhale, draw the feet down towards the torso. And remember again here that you want to bring all 10 toes equally down towards the trunk of the body. Usually you'll find that you'll be able to pull the big toes down, but the little toes will be left behind. So think of pushing the insteps up to the ceiling and bring the outsteps out and down, so that you're drawing those little toes to align with the big toes, and then flex and point and flex, and do this nice and slowly along with the breath. You can alternate them. Just really feeling how it's working through your gastrocnemius and your Achilles tendon in the lower part of the leg, the gastrocnemius muscle here. You can take a breath in, and as you exhale, you could draw the toes to just come over the head a little way and see if you can reach the toes with your fingers. If you've already got a fair bit of stretch in your legs, you could hold on to the toes. You could even widen the legs. Give them a tiny little pulse, a little bounce, so that you're working your adductors and abductors in the upper legs, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, even your buttocks, your gluteus maximus and minimus, getting a little pulse in there. And also you can widen the legs while they're absolutely up the wall. Just put your hands on your tummy, watch your breath. And then when you feel that you've got that nice cooling temperature in the legs, you can gently just bend, roll them down onto your sides, and slowly bring yourself up. Coming back into a cross-legged position, nice and comfortable, or if you prefer kneeling, then kneel, and just rest your hands onto your knees and close the eyes and tune in to how you feel, to the overall temperature within your legs and your torso, to the flow of your breath. And you'll always notice that as soon as you think about your breath, you'll then be able to control its length, both inbound and outbound. And by making your breaths longer and deeper, you can bring around this feeling of calm to the mind and the body. Anytime you can practice yoga, because if you practice breathing correctly, practice lengthening the breath, that's yoga. So now, let's bring ourselves round onto our backs. Nice and gently. We're going to do bridge posture, which helps strengthen our thighs and our abdominals and shape and tone our buttocks and our hamstrings. So you're going to lay on your back, and first and foremost, you just want to tilt the pelvis so that you really get the base of your spine connected with the floor, possibly due to your posture. You might find that you have this curvature of the spine and this gap underneath. So it's all about just tilting the pelvis and getting the base of the spine connected with the mat. Your shoulders connected with the floor too, and just really open out across the front of the chest so that the shoulders can rest back. Stretch your arms alongside your body, place your hands into the floor, the carpet, the mat. It's not only anytime yoga, it's actually anywhere yoga as well. You can practice yoga anywhere. Pull your heels as close in towards your buttocks as you can. Keep your hips, knees and ankles the same distance apart so that they're both on this running plane together, almost like your own little railway track. And then breathe in and gently pick the base of the spine up away from the ground and rise it up. Avoid letting your knees either splay outside of your hip line or drop toward each other. You still want that same gap between your knees that you have between your feet. Just lift your chin slightly, look up to the ceiling, unclench your teeth, keeping the nice tilt within your pelvis, your pelvic area, that's around here. Keeping that nice tilt, start to lower the spine, really pulling the belly button in so that you connect all parts of the spinal cord with the ground beneath you as you lower. And then let's go again. We'll breathe in and we'll peel the base of the spine away from the ground first, picking up through the lower back, the mid back, and then you're right up there in the shoulders with the chin slightly drawing away from the chest. Soften the skin on your face, unclench your teeth. Keep those legs lovely and firm without the knees collapsing inward or outside of the hip line. See if you can keep all 10 toes pointing straight ahead. You're watching, observing your breath the whole time as you lower out of the position and as you rise into the position, and you're doing it to what's comfortable for you. Now going up and down a couple of times just to find the position first and foremost, and then if you can, see if you can put those hands either side of the waist, bring the elbows a little closer together.
Ensure that your thumbs travel alongside your fingers. You don't want to leave your thumbs in your back, just in case you did collapse out of the position and maybe hurt a thumb. So keep your hands cupped nicely into your waist. Avoid collapsing all your body weight into your hands and wrists. You want to still utilise the strength of your feet, ankles, shins, the connection of your shoulders, upper arms, elbows. It's a full body experience, and all parts of the body can help. And then gently, when you're ready to release, still holding firm, pulling the belly button toward the spine so it's got its support, you slowly lower down. And then breathe in as you just pick the heels away from the floor and draw the knees in towards your chest. Cross your arms over your shins and give yourself a hug. You might like to cross at the ankles. You might like to rock from side to side. This gives the spine a gentle massage too. You might like to recross the ankles in the opposite direction. And then come back central, and with the ankles crossed, just bring the toes to the mat, stretch your arms out beside you, nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just drop your knees over to the left, come back to the centre, drop them over to the right, come back to the centre, and then you can roll onto your side and bring yourself into an upright kneeling position or cross-legged position. However you feel most comfortable. Close the eyes, rise up through the trunk of the body, having that lift with the breath in, that elevation that every breath in can give you. And the more you message this to happen, the more it will become second nature. And you will feel your posture just rise automatically, naturally. Remember, yoga can be practiced anytime, anywhere, and by anyone. See you tomorrow.